Hello, this is Faculty Librarian Greg Bem, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to access the EBSCO ebook collection database, and I will describe how to use that platform. To start, we're going to be on the A to Z databases page that can be accessed through the SCC Library website. And then I can scroll all the way down, or I can filter for E and find ebook collection here. This is the EBSCO ebook collection. And I'm going to click on the title to open this database platform in a new tab. It'll take a second to load here. Once it is loaded, it should display like this. I'm now going to highlight a handful of things about the advanced search screen, which is what we're looking at here, before we move into the search itself. So at the top of the screen, you will notice that we are in the Community Colleges of Spokane. That's how we're accessing this database. And then we have the EBSCO host link. You can click that to go back to a main page for EBSCO host. On the right-hand side at the top of the screen, there is the My EBSCOhost link. And if you are interested in tracking or saving your research, creating projects, saving items, seeing your recent searches, you can create an account pretty quickly by clicking on that link and using your email of choice, including your Spokane Community College email. It is free and it is private. Beneath that, we have the primary search bars in the middle of the screen, but before we get there, we do have the ability to search in a variety of EBSCO databases. So if I click on ebook collection, note that there are several databases already checked currently. We have ebook collection EBSCOhost, ebook academic collection EBSCOhost, and ebook community college collection EBSCOhost. These are three collections, though we are referring to the ebook collection as its own database in this case. Hopefully that makes sense. There are three individual sets of books that are part of the bulk of the ebooks that are available to us through the Spokane Community College Library. So we just have them all checked here so we can search everything. Beneath the databases link, we have the search bars, and we can use Boolean operators with our search terms and our keywords and keyword phrases if we would like. We also have the ability to search in a variety of fields within the sources by clicking on these all fields drop downs. Beneath that, we have the ability to filter before we conduct our search. So I'm going to select full text because in some cases with databases in EBSCO, you do have the ability to see abstracts and references to sources without the full text. So let's just avoid encountering those and select full text. You can also select if you want the search results to be within a certain date range, and there are a variety of other filters below that you can explore. There's also a second tab here that says search options for additional ability to manipulate or modify your search. One more thing before we start our practice search here. On the left, you'll notice this sidebar, and the first section is My Dashboard. This is related to the My EBSCO account functionality. As I mentioned, there's the ability to create projects. For example, if you were working on a specific assignment or you had a specific topic or subtopic, you could use the projects functionality for that to create specific folders to store your work. We also have the saved items here, recent activity, holds and checkouts, which doesn't really apply to us today, and alerts if you are interested in seeing new sources that are added to the database that maybe you want to come back to after your initial searching is complete. Let's do an example search here for poetry. Once we click, once we type in poetry, we'll notice that there is a variety of autocomplete options as well if we're interested in doing one of those, but we're not. And then we can click on search, the blue button. Once that finishes loading, we will note that at the top of the screen, the filters are listed. They list the most popular filters at the top, straight out of the set of filters that are available, including full text, which we already selected, past 5 years, which we already selected. And in this case, it doesn't really matter to us because we're only searching for books, but we do have the ability to filter for the source type. And in other EBSCO databases, that would be more useful than this example. If you click on all filters, you will see a new screen that is overlaid with a variety of additional filters you can select. Beneath that, we have our search results. So in this case, we have just over 1,500. And on the right-hand side, we have the ability to modify the display and organization of the search results. We also have the ability to create an alert for this search result. So if I wanted to get notifications or see the new items that are added to this search result when I'm signed into my EBSCO, I can create that alert. I can also just create this search if I would like to come back to this later. Now, a search for poetry is fairly simple. Can type that fairly easily over and over again, but perhaps you have spent a long time constructing a more advanced search with specific vocabulary and Boolean operators are used heavily. You might consider just saving the search so you don't have to type it all out again. Each of the search results, the sources listed here, first tells you the source type. So we're going to be seeing ebooks today, then the title of the book, and then some additional information about each of the sources. So in this case, the author, the publisher information, the collection that it's in, and the beginning of the abstract or description of the book, as well as some of the subject terms that are used in this book. There's also an easy access now button that we're not going to click just yet. And then on the right-hand side, we have the ability to save this item if we are signed into my EBSCO, and a menu that has the ability to create a citation of this book, add this book to a project if we're signed into my EBSCO, share this source, for example, if we're sending it to ourselves for future reading or a group member, and a direct download button if we want to download the source to our computer. Let's click on the title of this first source here, and that will open up the records page for this book. Most of the data here, all of this information about the book, is going to be what we already saw, but as we scroll down, we'll see some additional information, including how much access we have, the type of ebook we have access to, including a full ebook download, and so on and so forth. Here in the middle, the full description, the series information, more publisher and publication information, and so on. On the right-hand side, we have the ability to access various sections of the book via a table of contents, or perhaps just browsing the different chapters so that we're more aware of the full extent of this book. When we're ready to actually look at the book, we just have to click Access Now or Download. I'm going to click Access Now, and that's going to load the book in my browser. This is just like reading a book, except it's digital and not physical. I can scroll through and go page by page through the book. The bottom of the screen lists what page number we're on, which can be really helpful. You can also enter in a page you want to go to, for example, 130. Random page selection here, which just happened to be a blank page. And then you can continue browsing and reading as you need. You can also jump around the book by using the table of contents on the right-hand side. And again, all of these chapters and sections do have download icons if you want to download the sections of the book. A couple things at the top here that I didn't cover yet. There's the save icon, quote icon, share icon, and download icon. Again, the table of contents icon to expand or collapse that menu. And then this can be very helpful, a search icon. So let's search for unions, because that's what this book is about. And then it will tell us that there is 139 mentions of the word union, and those results are listed here if I want to search. This can be really helpful if there's a specific term or name that we want to search for, if that's what we're specifically looking for with this source. And then there's also a text-to-speech option if you're interested in having the book get read to you. And then there's also an accessibility support with additional tools that help with accessibility. That concludes the overview of this video tutorial on the ebook collection available through EBSCO. If you have any questions about this database or any of the other databases, please reach out to the Spokane Community College Library. We would be happy to help you. Thanks so much for watching this video and have a great day.